We're winging it tonight. Next on Live Free and Ham. Hello, and welcome to the Live Free and Ham podcast. This is our weekly show where we discuss ham radio topics in New Hampshire, New England, and beyond. We are thrilled to have you here, whether you're a regular listener or you're tuning in for the first time. Thank you for joining us on this episode. Let's get into the show. I'm your host, All the Grouch, call sign N1OG, and I'm with my co-hosts.
I'm Eric, N1JUR.
And I'm Todd, W1STJ.
All right, and before we get into our topic, we want to let you know that you can be part of the Live Free and Ham community in several ways. You can connect with us online via Discord, and you can visit that with a Discord link in all of our show notes. You can leave us a voicemail if you've got a question, comment, concern, or just something that's on your mind and you want our help with it. Pick up the phone, give us a call, 978-233-1142. And remember, you could call us for a good time. You can also reach us on All-Star. We have a Live Free and Ham All-Star Hub, 580871. And if you're feeling generous, you can support the show by going to our storefront at livefreeandham.com/shop. You can become a Patreon member. All of our Patreon members get access to all of our episodes before they're released. Discounts, free merch and sticker packs, private member streams that we're still yet to follow through on, but we'll get there.
Yeah,
access to the private Discord, and so much more.
You can join for as little as $3 a month. It's not a big expense.
Oh, there we go. Man, I was ready to hit the button too. Man, I'm almost on it. I'm like the co-host here. This is fun.
Well, so hopefully you were running the banners, because I
got it.
I wasn't watching the screen as I worked my way through. So
I got your banners.
All right. Well, there we go. Now we're just ready to dive right into things, because we've got no mail, we've got no do goods, we've got no win links.
We got nothing.
Got nothing.
Oh, wow.
But,
man, wow.
What is it that everybody absolutely loves, Eric?
Yes. I think the best segment and only segment of this entire podcast.
It's everyone's favorite segment.
And now, a little something extra with Todd, W1STJ.
Still a general.
All right. Well, there we go. We're now back to normal. Somewhat.
All right. Yes, because you have to read the script for this part, because
I do, right? I said I closed out the script. I was like, man, I'm checking out today. I'm just going to be a guest, and I'm having fun here. Let me pull up the script here, my friends, and we'll be back to where we should be.
You just got to do this one little part. That's all.
Totally fine, man. Well, let me grab it here real quick while, someone causes a little bit of delay and distraction. All right. Flushing toilets, all of it. It's all good.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yes, we don't. All right. Well, let's get into our lovely segment here. Getting there. All right. So you heard it here. This is where we help Todd study for his extra class license. Each episode, we pick the 3 questions from that extra class question pool to test his knowledge, hoping he gets his upgrade, or maybe one of you guys might get his upgrade. We're pay it forward kind of crew here, so we're gonna pay it forward. So maybe you get your upgrade.
If 100 people get their extras because of this, then I should just be grandfathered into one.
100. Okay. We'll see if we can pass that through with the ARL, like as in like an honorary bachelor's degree or master's at the school of ARLU. All right. Well, here we go. If you'd like to follow along, you can visit us at hamstudy.org. It's an awesome resource, helps us you prepare for your test, and it's recommended by 4 out of 4 VEs every day, including Sunday. So with that, pass it over to our VE Quizmaster. Take it away, Mr. N1OG Paul.
All right. Todd, I hope you've been doing some studying because we're back on extra questions. And today's first question comes from sub-element number 1. So it should be something you're familiar with. The question is, on what frequencies are spread spectrum transmissions permitted? Is it A, only on amateur frequencies above 50 megahertz? B, only on amateur frequencies above 144 megahertz? C, only on amateur frequencies above 420 megahertz? Or D, only on amateur radio frequencies above 222 megahertz?
I'm gonna say A.
I think you're right, my friend. I think you're right because in essence, those B, C, and D are all part of 50 megahertz above. But yeah,
I think we had this one last time.
you might be right. It's been a while.
All right. Final answer is A.
Why do you do this? Why does he do this to me? Oh, come
man.
on.
I was up there too. 222. Damn it.
The correct answer is D, only on amateur radio frequencies above 222.
Oh, man.
So your tip, spread spectrum, SS, uses a wide bandwidth, which would cause too much crowding on the relatively narrow bands below UHF. And you can try and remember it, SS222.
Or not.
Maybe that'll help you.
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, I remember spread spectrum 222.
Probably the best thing to do at this point.
All right.
All right.
Here we go.
3.
Question number 2. This one comes from sub-element number 9. And the question is, what antenna matching system matches coaxial cable to an antenna by connecting the shield to the center of the antenna and the conductor a fraction of a wavelength to one side? Is it A, a gamma match, B, a stub match, C, a T match, or D, a delta match?
I think it's either A or D. I'm trying to remember.
Is there a delta match at all?
I'm gonna go with A, gamma match.
Gamma match sounds about right for me. I mean, the other option was a stub match, but I don't think a stub match is actually even correct. But I'll go with A.
All right, final answer is A. And you are correct.
Woohoo! All right.
So, for some further context, a gamma match can match impedance below 50 ohms right up to that 50 ohms, which your transceiver wants to see. A Yagi antenna almost never has an impedance of 50 ohms. When a gamma match is used with a Yagi, the driven element must be a single piece, not split in the middle, and can be mounted directly to the boom. It doesn't need to be insulated from the boom. This provides greater mechanical stability.
All right. Not bad.
All right. Yeah.
It's sinking in.
Third and final question of the evening. You're 50% so far.
Can we just stop now?
I know. Just play the song.
All right.
Your third and final question comes from sub-element number 9. And the question is, how can two linearly polarized Yagi antennas be used to produce circular polarization? Would you A, arrange two Yagis on the same axis and perpendicular to one another with the driven elements at the same point on the boom at 90 degrees out of phase? Would you B, stack 2 yagis to form an array with the respective elements in parallel planes fed in phase? Would you C, stack 2 yagis to form an array with the respective element in parallel planes fed 90 degrees out of phase? Or would you do D, arrange 2 yagis collinear with one another with the driven elements fed 180 degrees out of phase?
And
I'm
I
gonna
have
go
no
with-
idea.
I think it's D.
Based off the fact that the way Paul read collinear, I've heard that word several times in many VHF, UHF circles. So we'll go with D, I think.
Final answer, Todd? D?
Yeah.
Ah,
D is incorrect.
is it A?
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Todd, you should have gone with your gut, man. Should have gone with the gut.
Yep, it is indeed A. Arrange 2 yagis on the same axis and perpendicular to one another. Ah, yes, I was just envisioning it in my head the right way, and I wasn't putting the words to it.
Mhm.
But yeah, like a cross.
Oh, yeah.
with the driven
that
elements in the
totally
same
makes
point of
sense
the
now.
boom and fed 90 degrees out of phase.
See, Todd,
Yeah.
this is a question that actually makes total sense and would be applicable in real ham radio, application.
I'm not complaining about this one.
I know. I'm just saying there are some
I've had
questions.
so many. There's so many questions with like 90 degrees, 100. So I was thinking when we had this question, I thought it was the one that was 180 and not the 90 degree one.
Yeah, well, I was thinking the same thing. Phased, like verticals. You have to phase a vertical to be able to, get the benefit out of gain and directivity and stuff. So yeah, it makes sense. But I like this hint. It's a good hint.
Yeah. So a little further context and some hints, right? So your hint is only one answer has the word perpendicular in it. Also has the word boom in it.
Boom.
And the key here is that the 2 yagis are overlaid on the same boom. The result is 2 sets of elements, both pointing in the same direction, with one set rotated 90 degrees along the axis of the boom at right angles to the other. The distractors talk about arranging the antennas in parallel or linearly. Neither of these things make for good circles. You have to have perpendicular angles out of phase to make the spiral wave. And there's even a link to a great video. So if you're on hamstudy.org and you end up with this question, you can click on that link and go check out that video.
Here comes the boom. All right. Well, we want 1 for 3 today, guys. Not terrible. It wasn't a full strikeout there.
Could have been worse.
Could have been. I like that. So, all right. Well, with that good positivity. So, yeah, maybe you're on the journey to studying for your technician general or that extra class that continues to elude Todd. Then hamstudy.org is an awesome resource for getting your ticket. And maybe you've gotten your ticket recently, or maybe you've upgraded. We want to know. We want to recognize you on the next episode for your hard work and effort. You can email us. Although I would say, Paul, we did have a testing session. Oh, no, you already went over those folks. So anybody that you know of that recently?
Not that I know of recently, but we've got nobody signed up for our January testing session. So
Nobody yet.
if you're looking to test online, go to hamstudy.org and click on Find a Session, and you will see the GSARA monthly session there.
Yep. Get to test with folks like Paul and many others. And definitely, I have to say the license, we had a little workshop in our club of just like everybody get to know what we do as a club. And I gave a spiel on the VE side. So everyone's like, oh, we're all online fully. And I'm like, yeah, we're all online fully, guys. Like you could do this from and I stressed the attitude of you can do this from the convenience of your own computer in your own office. You don't have to do anything more. So
You could be in your pajamas. I give 0 fucks.
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, you heard
in
it
the
here. I know.
bathroom taking a shit.
Maybe that's questionable. As long as it's above the waist. and you minimize some of the sound and noises, but we have one of our Patreon members here, Todd, and he is a VE member too as well, and he can probably basically confess that it's a great experience, very easy to do. Oh my gosh, the macaroni affecting you. All right, well, with that, you can email us at livefreeandham@gmail.com. Let us know, and we'll be glad to share it on our next episode for sure. And so I turn the reins back to Paul there. Feel free to do your best.
All right, here, I'll put myself in the driver's seat.
Oh, that's the driver's seat.
Continuing on with our show, let's move on to the next segment here, where we talk about our ham radio weeks. And since Eric, this is your rare occasion of not hosting the show, why don't we start with you? How was your ham radio week, sir?
Well, first and foremost, I appreciate you stepping into the role, because it is one of those roles that you get beat on hard. But at the same time, you do so well. So, no problems there. We're in good sorts here. But yeah, my ham radio week, my gosh, what did I do? I did a impromptu POTA activation. Tortoise Overland decided one day to hit me up on the text message there and said, hey, we're going to do a POTA. So we went off to do that. I think of videos out there. That was a little fun. We ended up having a couple of conversations with some people walking by who very much were actually looking at the kid's age. It must have been like he looked a lot older, but he must have been a little younger, like in his early 20s, because he graduated from BG, but very much had some involvement with ham radio and doing some of the satellite contacts that other clubs do with the ISS and stuff like that. So it was good to hear his stuff. And so when he asked us what was going on, it was good to just answer any of his questions, kind of just share some of the stuff. But man, it was freaking cold. Like I don't have any better words. The fact that I bought over Christmas or after Christmas with a couple of gift cards, the hand warmers, I bought them, but I forgot them at home, and I'm a moron, because it's like you see me in the video basically gripping my fingers because I can't feel the tips of my fingers to touch the screen any longer because I'm not getting any contact on the screen to be able to enter calls. But yeah, it was a fun, very quick activation, 20 minutes max, I think was what it was. And so, overall, that was fun. What else do we have? I mean, we did some other stuff, on and off here and there, but, I do have to say that I am wearing, for those that are Brew and Activate fans, I'll do a little short, egregious plug here. Here is our lovely koozies for Brew and Activate. So if you haven't checked us out, come on over on Fridays mornings. I know Paul's been there. Todd's been there, just hanging out. We talk POTA. We do everything fun stuff. So I enjoy doing that with Shannon. She keeps me in line. Definitely keeps Paul in line from, going too far over the end there in the chat. But overall, it's good times during Fridays. And yeah, outside of that, I kind of keep indoors most of the time during wintertime. I don't know about the rest of you guys.
Well, I'll tell you, I have a ton of really fantastic gear at my house for being outside in the winter.
I have a thing here that we did talk about Winter Field Day because it did come up in a conversation, but we'll talk about it in a bit. Your name did pass through a lot of people's mouths saying, where the hell is he? And why is he not doing anything for Winter Field Day this year? And I'm like, well, he can't. He's in Florida. But more so, I said, hey, we do have some of his infamous gear here.
With that $10,000, we could just buy him a ticket with the club.
I don't think that would fly.
So he could run field day.
Yeah, true.
If we got you a plane ticket, you'd come up here, right? For Winter Field Day?
You mean fly commercially?
Yeah. No? You don't fly commercially? So I'd have to get Ryan to come pick you up.
You send Ryan down, and Ryan picks me up, and then brings me back for my rookie training on Sunday. Then yeah, we're good.
We got a little while. I think it's in 3 days. No, Bob, your hat is on the way. Shane is printing one. I have to have confessed, like, once I got it in the mail from Shane, I was like, oh, all right, I'm going to call Shane and order up a second hat. So your hat is coming. I'm not wearing your hat. I just, kind of stole the first one first, kind of seniority kind of thing. But yeah, all good. It is going your way. He's shipping one out as I speak.
All right. And Todd, what about you? How was your ham radio week?
Well, it was interesting. I went to California on New Year's Eve, flew out there to see my brother-in-law. He lives in a little town, or it's not little, but it's called, what is it called? I
don't know.
I don't even know what it's called. It's 3.5 hours northeast of San Francisco. And I rented a Tesla, and I've got some Tesla information. I still like the car, but there's things you learn when you drive them.
Did you get a Plaid?
A what?
A Plaid.
What the hell's a Plaid?
That's the fastest car that Tesla makes.
Oh, no. I think I got an S or a 3 or an S. I don't know. It was a little sportier than the first one I rented.
I don't think. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of these rental companies aren't renting Plaids.
It's from. It wasn't a rental company. I did it through Turo.
Oh, okay.
So, but let's go to the. So I'm going to look up to where this
was it Sonoma?
Park. No. That's Arizona. Anyway, so we went out there. We got out there New Year's Eve. Spent New Year's Eve out there, which was kind of cool because like all the shit happens like 3 hours early, so you don't have to really stay up. Even though I was up because but anyway, so we get out there and it's just freaking pouring down rain. It's like 55, 60 degrees with like torrential rains. And I was like, this is gonna fucking suck. I dragged this freaking radio all the way out here and it's gonna rain for 5 days straight. So luckily, the POTA gods were in my favor, and they took the what do you call it? They changed the rain. They gave us some hours of, hey, we'll let you have a little sun, and you can go do your activation.
The clouds parted.
Yes,
the sun blessed you.
Yes, yeah. So hold on one second, because I'm trying to find.
Lord, it's a miracle.
Yeah, so anyway, so I get there and then I go to do this park that I had looked at and I didn't really read the POTA page. I just kind of looked on the map and said, all right, this one's really close. It's right in downtown. I'm going to go do it. And what happens is, what the fuck? This is really driving me nuts. Hold on.
Todd and technical difficulties, folks.
Yeah. Anyway, so I go to the POTA site to get all prepped for it, and it says it's closed until further notice because some fucking lunatic last year decided to burn down the mansion of the dude that founded the town.
Bidwell Sacramento River State Park, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, that's the one that's the one I activated. That's not the one I wanted to do. So the one I wanted to do was I'm just looking it up. It's in Chico. So Chico is the town that my brother-in-law lives in. It's all farmland after you leave Oakland and a couple other little cities. It's nothing but farmland. I saw everything from walnut trees to olive trees to orange groves, everything. I mean, it's a Mediterranean climate, so everything grows there. And the reason I know this is I went to a park that I wanted to make a POTA park, but I didn't have time to do it. This guy who came and founded the town donated like 4,000 acres 4,000 acres of land. And when he got here, like in the 1700s, or he took all these trees from all over the world, and he decided to see what would grow. and there's like this park, and they're still growing trees, but there's like a little trail, and it has all these trees. So it had shit from China, England, Australia, you name it, all these different trees that aren't natural, just to see what would grow. And they even had bamboo. Like you're walking through this path, and it's like all pine trees and shit, and all of a sudden there's like a forest of bamboo. I was like, what the hell? So it was pretty cool. So this lunatic decided that, well, since the guy Bidwell or whatever, he was a colonialist, or what do you call it, colonist in the colonial times or whatever, and I guess that's being racist. And California is filled with a bunch of lefty lunatics. He burnt the fucking thing down, and I drove by it, and it is gutted. Something that was like built in like the early 1700s. Beautiful building, gutted, because he was trying to make a statement. So I asked my brother-in-law, I said, let me guess, they let him out? No, he said they didn't. The town was pretty pissed, and his ass is locked up. So
was that the mansion?
Yeah.
Part?
So, okay. I mean, it's there, and they've got like it's right in downtown. It's like they've got like this big gate, so you can't even drive into like the parking lot, even though like the store and the gift shop or whatever, the welcome center there is not burnt, just the mansion. So there's really nothing to see except the stone out thing. So I was pretty upset about that one. So then I decided to go to this other one, which is the one I activated, the river. And that was interesting because, again, I'm driving my Tesla, and I'm almost there. I'm like probably a quarter of a mile there, and it says road closed, flooded. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? So I drive, and I get to the flood part, and it's like this whole field of something is literally flooded. But the road, I can still see the road. But I'm like, well, I'm driving a Tesla. It's all electric. I don't know what, I don't know what happens if you get a little high on a Tesla. Like, does it short circuit or what? So
it's like a gremlin, you don't add water.
Yeah. So I looked on the map, and I had to go around, and then I get to the other side, and it says, and the GPS says it's 1.4 miles away, and it says road flooded 1.5 miles away. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I go down there, and sure enough, the road wasn't flooded, but it had been recently, because right past the park runs along this river, and the park that I stayed at, right past it, the river, you drive literally right onto the river, and the river was like at road level, like just about to peek over, and you could see where they had scooped up all the riverbed that was in the middle of the road from when it flooded, all the dirt and shit that came in. You could tell like they had just took a bulldozer and cleared through. So I was like, all right, cool. I went to the end, came back, went down, activated our park. Now, the cool thing about this is I'm activating. I forgot, California's 3 hours later. So, it's like, I don't know, 3, 4 o'clock, something like that. And I'm activating, and all of a sudden I hit number 10, and then I go to my 11th contact, and it starts a new day. Right? I was like, what happened? Because, it's like on Zulu time or whatever.
Yeah.
So I go back to look. I got my 10th contact of the park at 59. Like, if I was like a minute later, I wouldn't have activated the park. So I got the activation on 10, on that first one, and then it went to the second one. So I did another 19. But the bands kind of sucked as usual. I couldn't get Hawaii or anything. 20 and 10 were noisy, but I made a couple. I did work Ryan over in from home, from New Hampshire. So that was cool. Yeah, I was psyched about that. So we got a coast to coast. And then 10 wasn't really, I was getting like up to like Washington State.
What time of the day were you doing it?
Well, it was like it was like in the afternoon, like 3 or 4. Like 10. But I was thinking like I looked in the thing, like people were working 10 on the West Coast. So I was like, sun's still, it's still sunny out and everything. So, and then 10 just died. And then I went to 20, and I think that's where I worked Ryan. And then 20 was wicked noisy. And then I went to 40, and 40 was a little bit better, but it was all, I think the farthest west I got on 40 was like Minnesota or something. So really, Bob? You're talking to the wrong guy. All right. You don't even want to get me going. Because then I might have to leave. I might have to leave the podcast.
I don't have to put the 80-meter rant on all the time, so it's just on loop.
If anyone wants to have a discussion, a debate with me on my political views, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to do it.
He'll do it via phone call, so it's personal.
Yeah. So anyway, I ended up one setup, activated the park 2 different times, and it was fun. So then I just happened to be like, all right, nothing's really happened. I'm not getting any more. And I was hunting and, just screwing around. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to get back. So I start packing up, and all of a sudden, like, my phone starts blowing up. Flash flood watch, blah, blah, blah. Like, all the alerts come up. And then Diane's calling me. My brother-in-law's calling me. You need to get out of there. I see where you are. That place floods in an instant. You're supposed to get into rent. I'm like, I'm going. And literally, when I drove just past that part where the river was, like, it was almost flowing over then, and it wasn't raining. So I get everything packed up, and as I'm leaving, it just starts pouring like buckets. And thank God I was in a Tesla, because those fuckers move fast. And I just freaking took this side road about 90 miles an hour and whoop,
Todd,
onto the highway.
Why can't you have a normal activation like all the rest of us? Why can't you just, like, it has to be like, planes, trains, and automobiles every time you go out to California?
It's freaking, because that state sucks. Now, Chico it's a very cool, I really like the town and stuff, but the people there.
See, but, like, here's my thought. Like, you go to Vermont, you forget your coax. You go to, like, Massachusetts, you forget something else.
I forgot it once.
New Hampshire's the only state that you ever have no problems in.
No, I don't have any problems in Florida, Mississippi. I've never had a problem.
Okay, yeah, you're right. My mistake. Anything on the East Coast.
So then I went up to Paradise, which is Chico's at the bottom in the flatlands, and then you go to Paradise, which is where the fires were in 2018. And that was it was a sight to see. That whole town literally burnt to the ground, and they've started to build it back up. But there is, like, parking lots with parking spaces with no buildings. There's driveways that just go up to concrete slabs. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like, you're just like in awe, like, what the hell happened? There's huge trees that are just black, burnt, that are still standing, that they can't knock down. So it was, and I watched a couple documentaries and stuff, all the schools, the only thing that survived, which was kind of amazing, was one strip mall and a gas station. Everything else in that town burnt to the ground. Every house. Huh?
There's probably a reason.
well, it's because it's up in the hill. It's over. It's like close. It's like between 2,000 and 3,000 feet up, and it was all woods. Now, what my brother-in-law said is that it really, since it burnt all the trees, there's not as much fuel now, so it's probably going to be good for probably a good 50 years or whatever. But he said that the embers were flying, and there's a canyon, and it's pretty big because we drove up the canyon first and then came down the main road. But since this thing happened, they ended up widening all the roads. There's all these signs of these evacuation zones. So the road that was 1 lane up, 1 way down is now 2 lanes down, 2 lanes up. So they can have 4 lanes to evacuate.
So, all right. I'm kind of, just while you're talking, I was just kind of doing the Google Street View of this park activation. Where'd you activate? It's definitely lowlands. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, it's just like a whole bunch of.
Yeah, so there's a well, I wouldn't even call it a park entrance. It's like the ranger, the ranger. Okay. So just past that was an inlet with a trail to do, like, a parking lot with a trail to walk into the river. But I was right on the river. I could hear the river. The rivers were flowing like unbelievably. Like, you could hear it.
Huh. So, okay, interesting.
So I was like right near the river on a trail that walks along the side of the river. So
I can see what you're talking about.
So that was pretty interesting to see. And then the town has a river going through it. And okay, so that's okay, you see this where that is right there? That's what I'm talking about. That water was up to the dirt, like up to the
Like up here?
right there. Yep. And it was
Wow.
flowing hard. Like that's calm. Like it was rapid, like flowing. So I activated up farther. Or I don't know which
up. Oh,
well,
this is so
which way.
like I'm here. I'm right like right here.
Yeah, I didn't activate that. Move up. Go up.
So you went up farther
Yeah,
up
keep
the way.
going, keep going. So I would
Like at the
say
fork?
I would say I was like right. You see where? No, I was behind. I was right here. Near this.
Right here,
Oh,
right
sorry.
here.
See where it says West Sacramento Ave?
Yeah, right.
Go between the two river roads. It was there.
Yep.
So it's a little
So here and here.
kind of.
So
Yeah,
go up,
it's past
go up
the
that
road.
road.
That's the road that was flooded.
Oh,
No, go
this
the
whole
other.
road
Go the
was?
other. No, go the other direction. So
Oh,
that's
you
the
weren't in this
entrance.
park here.
No,
Oh, okay.
go the other direction.
So where I was before.
Yeah, but not as far down. Keep going.
So the only one that I saw was, I mean, this goes pretty far, but this is like
is that the park entrance? I think.
sort of. This is kind of like a general like
Yeah,
parking area.
yeah, that's the park entrance. So that's like where the ranger is or whatever. So keep going down.
How far down?
Well, there'll be like a little parking lot on the right with the trail.
Yeah.
Right there. Right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez, God, yeah. This is
That-
swampland.
so you see the trail? So I was like parked right in the right corner.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's where I was.
Perfect trees. Except you brought a vertical.
Yeah. And so yeah, it was a good it was a cool activation, and it was a cool place, and it was an adventure getting there because I didn't think I was going to get to because all the freaking roads were flooded.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But so anyway, go back to their town. So they have a river going through it, and it's more like it's not like the Merrimack River, but it's not like a little stream you could walk across. And what they did is they took part of the river, they diverted it, or did something to get the water around, and then they made a swimming pool in between through a chunk of the river. So like the river comes through, they dug it out, concreted it, made ladders, had things, and the river runs through. And he said, I'm like, you guys swim in that? And he goes, well, it's like that. He go, this is our rainy season. He goes, in the summer it doesn't move. It's just like sits there. And it was really cool. So it was like,
it's a little weird.
It's a natural, because the water is constantly flowing, but it doesn't flow enough in the summer. Then they use it as a swim.
Do they actually put chlorine in it and everything?
No.
It's just stagnant gross algae water.
No, it flows through, but it's not. It's just like they made it like a concrete pool in the river, and the river runs through it.
Okay. So, but like you were mentioned earlier, that it didn't flow as
when I went there now, it was like over the lifeguard stands, and it was over the benches, and it was flowing. Like I'm like, dude, is it like this in the summer? Like,
he let the water out. He let the water free. He gave California the water.
Yeah. So it was cool. I mean, we had a good time.
Yeah, Bob, that was definitely a good movie. I haven't seen it yet, but
yeah, that's The Lost Bus. I just had watched that before we left. So that's the town I was at. And it was, even now, I'd say they got like 50% of the houses back and maybe 20% of the industry back.
That's crazy.
Everything is for sale too. Like, I bet you can go up there and buy a shitload of property dirt cheap. Because there's
except it's California.
Yeah, exactly.
Not dirt cheap at all.
Well, for California, it might be.
Maybe.
But
until somebody gets some developer.
But and then so my Tesla adventure, what I learned is they say they get like 300 miles to the gallon. My brother-in-law lives like 154 miles to his house from the airport or from San Francisco. So I'm like, all right, I should make it no problem. Yeah. I get down to like 100 and I'm at 130 miles and the thing's telling me it's sending me to a charging station. So you put in like the GPS where you want to go. And then on your ride, there's so many of these charging stations everywhere. Even though we were in the middle of fucking nowhere, nothing but farm fields. I'm literally driving like S loops around farm fields. We get to these, I get to this town and it sends me to this like Target like store, and there's superchargers. So it's like, oh, cool. And it tells you, and then you charge up, and it says when you're done, it says you have enough power to get to your destination. So I was like, all right, that's cool. But I'm like, I only got 130 miles. Like, what the fuck? So
imagine if you got that with your trailer pulling you.
I know.
I'll be like I'm not even halfway through one state.
So I'm like, what the? I'm like, this is insane. So I thought it was because it was an old, I think it was like 4 or 5 years old. I'm like, they're probably just always charged on these superchargers, and it probably just wore out the batteries like it does. Like if I charge my model airplane batteries fast, they don't last as long as if I charge them at 1 amp, right? So I'm guessing it's a Turo car. This guy has a business. He's got like 5 or 6 cars, and he's, this is, they're probably just only fast charge. Well, the cool thing with the fast charger is Diane and the kids went in to go to the bathroom and get a drink. So they went in, they couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes. The thing was from 20% was already at 80% full. 10 minutes. I was like,
That's
what? I'm like, holy crap. Now, 80 to 100 might take you 2 hours on a regular charger. So it goes real quick to 80 and then it slows down. They recommend that you don't charge it past 80 for just day-to-day driving and only put it up to 100 when you're doing long trips. What does he say? Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Yeah. Blue State. I'm telling you, dude, I would lose. I really I can't stay there more than 5 days because I just see, in this little nice town and you see the graffiti, fuck ICE. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I can't even, like, we're in the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't think there's any illegals even out here. I mean, there's barely enough humans out here. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so, yeah, so it was, the Tesla was awesome. So then I planned the trip. I charge it up to 100. I drive, got to fill up again. Again, no big deal. We went to the bathroom, got some, went to In-N-Out Burger. You guys ever go to In-N-Out Burger? No. It's always on the West Coast. It's really good. Good fast food burger. So got In-N-Out Burger, and then we were charged up, and I dropped them off at the hotel because we stayed at a hotel last night, and right at the airport. And then I drove into San Francisco to drop the car off. And San Francisco has these things called Waymos, which are these Jaguar cars, and they all drive themselves.
Yep.
So my brother was telling me about them, and when I get there, we're driving from the airport to where the Turo car is, and I'm like, my brother says there's all these, Waymo cars. I haven't seen one yet, and then we'd see like one or two. Well, as I'm driving down Lombard Street, and that's the street with the windy, the windy road, but I'm like the other end of it. There's like, I'm surrounded by these cars. Right? There's one behind me, one to the left of me, one in front of me, and another one in front of me. And I was like, holy shit. I'm like, I'm the only human driving right now because they're all just driving themselves with no one in them. So then I was like, well, I'm going to see what these things can do. So the one on the left puts his blinker on. So I become like the masshole and I drive up to like not let him through to see if he'll hit me. Nope. I then go ahead of him and he comes in, they stop. I mean, it's pretty amazing. And they got like spinning things on them. And I guess there's like an app and you can just summons them and they'll take you to wherever you want to go.
Well, have you heard the story where, like, wherever you stand, I don't care at this point, but like you heard that some people have been summoning the Wemos to certain places that ICE is at, and they all just swarm there, and they all hang out there waiting for their people, and so they box them in, and just like they can't get out because all of these things are waiting for their pickups, but they can't get in to get their pickups because they're inside the border of wherever they're protecting or basically accosting. So it's like that's technology.
Yeah. So that was I mean, it's pretty cool. Like it is definitely coming. They do drive. And it's just weird seeing like a dude in like the back seat of a car and there's the steering wheel moves, but there's no one driving it.
I get car sick, guys. No way. It am not going that way.
So then I saw this other company, which this thing looked like a moon rover. It was just basically a box with like big ass like dirt tires on it. And it had a bunch of antennas, and the thing's driving around like the Waymos are. And it was just bizarre. I was like, I didn't know what the name of that company was. So I get a Uber back to the hotel, and I got a Tesla. I got a guy with a Tesla. So I asked him some questions. I said, what? I was supposed to get like 300 miles. I said, I was going 100. I couldn't get more than 130. He goes, well, how fast were you driving? I'm like, I don't know. The highway was pretty much 70, 75. And then, the back roads, I was probably doing 50. He goes, well, that's where you had your problem. He goes, every time, any mile an hour over 65, the thing sucks down the battery twice as much for each mile. I'm like, what? So if you do 66 miles an hour, you're sucking the battery. If you do it, double sucks down. So when you're doing 75 miles an hour, now the highway is 70 is the minimum. So I never understood, because as I'm driving, I see everyone.
Minimum or the maximum?
The maximum, sorry. I see everyone driving, like all these Teslas are all driving slow. I'm like, why the fuck are these guys driving so slow? But now I get it, because there's
you get a super fast car, but you can't use it beyond 65 miles an hour
if you want to get any mileage. You're right. So this guy had it fully open so I could fuck around with the app and do everything. Oh, here's the other thing that really pissed me off about him. I thought I was getting a lot of like noise from the car, right? Because it was like there was no place to sit, so I was kind of sitting in the car. So I can't turn the car off. You cannot turn a Tesla off while you're in it. You just can't. There's no on-off button. There's no app. There's no thing on the screen, turn car off. If you have your phone and you're in the car, it's running. I threw my phone, like I put it way far away. It's still running because I was in the car. I was like, what the hell is wrong? I call my brother. He's like down in L.A. I go, hey, how do you turn these fucking cars? He goes, I don't know. I never tried it. Call my brother. I'm like, hey, you have a Tesla. How do I turn the car off? He goes, I don't think you can. So I don't know if the noise was coming from the car, because I didn't have it on 40 meters, but you can't turn a Tesla off if you're sitting in it. It's very weird.
Well, it's always connected to the grid.
And then I, let's see, what was the other? Oh, the other thing was I did the self-driving, which is freaking wild. So it's like, it's not 100% self-driving. It was self-driving to, no, it's not happening, Bob. Not getting one in my driveway. But I will, when I go to California, I will be renting them, because I find them.
He will review one for you, Bob, if you want to drop one in his driveway.
So this is hold on. I have a point to all this. So the self-driving is kind of like, you ever driven a car that has adaptive cruise control, where you set the cruise control, and then if a car slows down in front of you, it'll slow down. And then if the car gets out of the way, or if you change lanes, it can do the thing. So it kind of like adjusts the speed. So you don't have to always like reset it. It'll just, if you set it for like 70 miles an hour and someone pulls up and they're doing 65, you can set the space between, and you'll stay at 65 until they move out of the way, or you change lanes, and then you'll speed back up to your speed. So it's pretty cool. The Tesla has that, but it also does where it, control alt delete.
Press the power button.
So anyway, so then you go and, so I go down and I do the steering. So it steers. So now I'm cruising. I got this like adaptive cruise control. So I got it set at 70. It's following, I'm in traffic. I'm cruising down the highway, and then the highway turns, and then the car turns. I'm not touching it. And like every couple minutes, you just have to tap the wheel a little bit to make sure it knows that you're alive. That you're not like asleep or whatever. And it literally drives itself. So like, talk about an awesome thing to have for like if you're snoozing or something, or you're about to.
Just alone saying snoozing. That's not okay.
You've never driven like long distances and you start dozing off. Come on.
I have said, okay, if I'm starting to dot off, I'm pulling over, or I'm saying, hey, honey,
me.
your turn to
I'm
jog.
smacking my face. I'm rolling the windows down. I'm just saying.
I can't do that.
It's got a lot of cool technology. Now here's Eric, I know you're not going to like this, but here is my lefty losers. I took a picture just to prove it because people don't believe me. So I go to the fast charging spot. And so you got all these nice chargers, all the Teslas back then. What's behind the fast chargers? A big fucking diesel generator. And I took the picture. I'm like, how pathetic are these freaking people? These Teslas do more harm to the environment than a diesel pickup truck because you have to replace the batteries. You're blowing all kinds of freaking diesel fuel, charging all these Teslas, and all of them are packed. And it gives you a thing. If it's crowded, if you don't leave after 80%, you'll get charged an extra 50 cents a minute. And it's all run by fossil fuels.
Just remember, Todd, when you're in self-driving mode,
You're going the wrong way!
Yeah.
you guarantee. You ever see that movie? It's like you fall asleep at the wheel. We all seen Trains, Planes,
Eric,
Automobiles.
I'm telling you, in downtown San Francisco, there are more self-driving cars than there are regular cars.
Sure.
Then the guy, I had like a college kid that drove me back. He said that they're using San Francisco as a testing ground. He says that the data is coming back that more humans are in more accidents than these self-driving cars.
Maybe.
So I'm just saying. Anyway, so I just thought it was pretty hilarious that, now I've got a picture that shows the diesel generator charging all these stupid electric cars.
Well, it's like all those dumb memes that we see people with, like, the pickup truck, the full battery pickup truck one where they've got a full size Generac generator in the back charging the truck while they're driving down the highway. Yeah. Anyway.
I think, honestly, the way you do hybrids, the best way to do it would be have an electric vehicle that has a gas motor in it, but not use the gas motor to drive, but have the gas motor be able to generate charge to the battery. Because
Hydrogen.
What?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen. Yeah, that would be. I'm saying if you're going to go electric and gas, but yeah, hydrogen would be the best.
Until like the oligarchs become like, oh, hey, water is now a commodity. I'm going to start selling. Oh, wait a minute. They're already doing that. I can buy Poland Springs. The town controls my water. Anyway.
But California, it's a beautiful state. Like we saw some pretty cool things, and I've been out there. Once you get off the coast, it becomes like a whole nother, like, even though it's quote unquote California, it's beautiful. And it's got such diversity with different landscapes and different climates. And it's a cool state. It's just too bad it's run by a bunch of morons. Everyone's leaving too. All of like they're not like, there's a lot of properties. I go, why is all these, he goes, people aren't staying anymore. They're all moving out. I guess they're going to be putting in a welfare tax.
No idea where they're going, but whatever.
They're going to Arizona, which is, that's what, like how we all go to Florida. Everyone in California.
Florida. Paul's the only one that goes to Florida.
But typically there's a lot of New Englanders in Florida, right? They come from the north, they go down to Florida, right? Well, in California, they all move into like Phoenix and
makes sense.
That area.
Stay on the same coast.
It was a good short trip. It was good to see the family. We had a good time, played a lot of games and hung out, watched some football. And my sister-in-law she's Mexican, and she, can cook some kick-ass Mexican food. I love it.
Good stuff out there.
She cooks, and she's like, oh, I'm making tamales. So her sister came over. We had tamales. I had breakfast burritos. I was in heaven. I'm like, maybe we can stay another couple nights.
And then he woke up.
Yeah. But no, it was a good time, and I'm really psyched I got a POTA. I was disappointed I didn't get Alaska or Hawaii.
You never will, dude. Just come to grips with that. It's not going to happen.
I should, though. It's not that far. It's like us getting Europe in from here. Like, I should be able to get it no problem.
No, what it's like trying to get somebody that lives in South Dakota to confirm a fucking contact.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's no one in South Dakota. You got like
100%.
3 people up there.
Yep.
I did search. There are hams out there because I saw a bunch of. I saw some towers in yards, and I saw some antennas on the side of houses and stuff. So I was looking. So that was kind of cool. Oh, and there's a couple cool ham radio clubs in Chico too. That was pretty.
Yeah, well, we went over one with the website. Your website sucks episode. So
Yeah. Did they have were they the one that had a shitty website? The Chico one?
One of them was, yeah.
But you know what is made in what companies in Chico is those drinking mugs clean canteen. It's like KLEEN KA, right? You've seen that? Yeah, they're made there.
Yeah, it's belly one.
Yeah, we just driving around. I'm like, holy shit, is that where they make them? She's like, oh yeah. So
nice.
Yeah.
Todd.
That was me. Oh, you?
No, you.
Oh, Paul. Go ahead, Paul.
Paul, how was your radio week?
Oh, well, hey, thanks for asking. I won't be as long-winded as Todd because I didn't.
Come on, it was a vacation. I had a lot to say.
No, dude. Unless you're going to dive into the meat and potatoes part of the segment, then yeah, go ahead. You got a lot of shit going on.
That was a cigarette and a half, man. Like that was a long spiel.
It was sure.
Now,
no
so listen on the Steve and Jim there, T.O. and Jim, they did the white elephant Christmas thing or whatever.
Oh yeah. Okay. Were you a part of that?
I happened to win a mesh pocket.
Oh.
Right. And so it's got like an e-ink display.
How do you like it?
It's interesting because it's got the wireless charging on the back. You can also use it USB-C to USB-C to charge your phone or whatever. So it's kind of neat that it's got that kind of battery bank built into it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love the refresh rate on the e-ink. And obviously because I have no way to tether it to myself, I did not take it skydiving. I was a little nervous about losing it out of my pocket.
Well, so just so I understand, that was the one that actually just works like a charging kind of thing too as well, right off the back of your phone, so it magnetically connects? Yeah.
So you can do the magnet charging on the back.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. How is it for range in comparison to say like the T1000?
Well, I mean, so far I've just got my T-Beam and my T1000 that it's picked up. But then again, like my T1000 said the same thing, and then I did some skydives, and it was like, oh, no, it's 60 nodes seen now. So, I mean, had I jumped with it in my pocket, maybe it would have picked up a bunch of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it might have. Right, and it's still. So, does the e-ink display give you any like feedback data of stuff that it sees or what?
Yeah, well, so it's got nodes seen, whatever you've got for messages coming in, DMs coming in, whatever the long fast channel.
Yep.
Node positions. So if you get GPS positions, there's a screen for that, and then it comes back to node seen.
Oh, okay, interesting. Its battery life's probably a hell of a lot better than say many others, right?
Well, yeah, because I mean it's got the battery bank built in.
Yeah.
So I mean, I put a fresh charge on it, I think 4 days ago, and battery still shows as being full. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna run it until it dies, just to kind of see how long it takes. But I was gonna jump with the radio this weekend, but one of the kids that I had met at TSA, I call him a kid. Today's his birthday, so
yeah,
happy birthday, Justin! He turned 38 today. Him and I, we did ground school together and AFF together. I got my license, I think, 24 hours before he did. But he's already at, I think, 147 jumps or 137 jumps.
Wow.
Yeah. I swear, though, he'll do 8 jumps in a day. So, I did 3 on Friday, and I learned a lot. He also does a lot of tunnel time. So he was helping me with kind of understanding how to use my legs a lot more effectively. Controlling kind of turns and how to rotate without losing your position.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was, it was a ton of fun. I learned a lot. And then Saturday I got another 4 jumps in. And I will say, I finally got over my fear of packing this brand new to me canopy in the brand new to me container, and I've been paying $10 to have it packed for me because I didn't want to do something wrong and not have it open. But yeah, no, like now I'm
Oopsie.
I'm comfortable and confident in packing it for myself again, which is good.
Awesome.
I will say, like, I swear the D bag, right? So it's the deployment bag, but that's what you pack the canopy into. It's like a size and a half or 2 sizes too small, and so I'm like fighting to get all the fabric into this little tiny bag, and then get the flap over the top, so I'm not super stretching the elastic bands that hold it closed. But
you're putting it to use for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so, had a lot of fun and did some really great skydives.
I know, Mike. I was the same way in the back of my head, but I figured I knew where he was going with that.
Yeah, and that was why I explained. Yes, the D bag is the deployment bag. It's what you stuff it into.
Yeah, and you do the same thing with the D bag anyway. But anyway, There's a lot of parallels there, but we won't go into those. So you downsize shoots though, right? Like you're at a one. I think you said a 170 or something like that.
No, I'm on a 190.
Oh, 190. Okay.
Yeah.
So is the pack built for something smaller? Is that why it's tougher to stuff it in, or?
Yeah, well, it had a 170 in it originally, which it's what 20 square foot less fabric. So
yeah. So the bags. So the actual like harness and the bag itself are different sizes. On top of the parachutes, also be different sizes too. Is that the way I'm interpreting it?
Yeah, well, so all right, so like think of the whole backpack, right? That's the container.
Yeah.
And so inside of the container, in the top part, you've got your reserve, and your reserve is in a free bag. Mm-hmm. So when your reserve comes out, you lose the bag. Like the bag just goes flying and it falls. Mm-hmm. But then in your main below, you've got the D bag, and the D bag is tethered to the container.
Oh, okay.
And so then what you do is you basically turn your canopy into a burrito, right? Like you get all your lines straight, and you make it so it's all folded correctly. When you lay it out on the ground, you roll it into itself, and you try and make it kind of as small as you can get. You kind of get the fabric as tight as you can get it. And then it's a couple different S folds, and you take the first S fold and you put that into the D bag, and then you can flip it so that it's facing up, and the bottom of the bag is on the floor. Then you can take the top half of your burrito and you can S fold that again and stuff it in, and then you get the flap that comes over the bag.
Now, how often do you, if you don't use the reserve, do you just leave it packed, or do you have to? Is there a rule you have to check it every once in a while?
Every 180 days, the reserve has to be repacked, and it has to be repacked by a certified rigger. Like, not up to you to do it. You have to have it done by somebody that's certified,
third party certified kind of thing. Yeah. Funny you say that, because like Tortoise has been saying consistently, and every time I hang out with him, he's always talking about you jumping. So my phone must be listening, because like, again, my Instagram is full of like skydiving stuff again. But like just recently I've been seeing like Instagrams of people packing chutes. And I kind of just was like watching this and like, what is she really doing? And then not like, as you're explaining it, that whole video is like running through the back of my head. I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally how she did it. Exactly. Packing it. So yeah, it good, I'm seeing where you're coming from.
And honestly, I mean, one of these days I probably should just do a video and be like, all right, well, here's me just packing, and so that way people can see it. But it's an interesting process. You got to make sure that your lines are straight, your lines are taut the whole time. Once you get your burrito in the bag, then you go back and forth in a weaving manner, and you use rubber bands to secure the excess of the lines. So that way,
okay.
what happens is you deploy your pilot chute, and that's connected to a long tether called a bridle. And so the pilot chute pulls the bridle, and then it pulls the pin, and then the flaps open, and the D bag comes out. And as the D bag comes out, the pilot chute continues to pull on the lines and the D bag, and so the lines start to come out of the rubber bands.
Can you just use these hand gestures from now on?
Yeah. And then once all the lines come out of the bag, your canopy starts to inflate.
Hopefully inflate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well then, yeah. I love this. The fact that, my feed is full of like weird things that my wife mentions in the middle of the living room, and then on top of all the parachuting stuff. Like I don't have any ham radio content that shows up ever on any of my feeds, because it's like no one talks about it in the house except me. And so it's not listening to me, it's listening to everybody else.
You see that Red Bull video where the three guys go through at night? They're the windsuit guys, and they launched like some kind of like flame, like spark thing off their back.
The pyro, yeah.
The pyro stuff. But they went through like a circle, like a tunnel, a tube of drones. Did you see that? And
yeah, that's just one small part of a much bigger video.
Oh, it is? Yeah. It was just I saw the clip, and it was pretty cool because it looked like a shooting star, like going through, like from the ground, like going through this like circular see-through tunnel. It was pretty awesome.
So since we're talking about D-bags and everything, we should just say, how many jumps do you have now, Paul?
I have reached the number of 69.
So just to keep on the theme here, guys, we're just going to keep going.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I plan to do, jump 70, 71, 72 today. But I went out about 11:15. Because this morning's weather was supposed to be absolutely terrible. So yeah, I had a little bit of scotch last night. I did one of the things that I said that I was going to do this year, and try to be more social. And so I went and hung out by the bonfire for a little bit last night.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, but it made for a sluggish morning.
Well,
the bad weather rolled in.
Have you done any parks in around the area?
I did a park last Saturday with Julie and Vaughn.
Yeah, you missed that live stream, dude. Did you? Julie Vaughn Polar Power.
You talking to me?
Yeah, you.
Yes. Yeah.
You missed the live stream. They all coordinated their outfits. Everything was,
we didn't actually.
Bullshit. Come on, go with it. Everything was like military green, watching with the star of the show for about, 5.5 minutes. And then, I couldn't get them on 10 and 40, or it was 10 and 40. I think you were having, or no, 40, you were starting out, and I ended up having to break in the middle of the day. But yeah, dude, if you don't know more in terms of your week, we kind of talk a little bit about that, because I thought it was kind of a cool video. I know you had a lot more going on. There's a bunch of conversation in the Discord too.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing was that I told them they were using the wrong antenna. They were using the
sweet
the spool antenna. And I was like, dude, like, no, you just need a Reliance end fed.
Amen to that.
Because they're like, oh, we got to tune it and this and that. Every time they change the bands, like, fuck that. They can just throw the wire up in an inverted V and call it good. None of this weird sloper shit.
Right.
and then having to tune it.
I didn't know they were tuning it all the time, man. That's like extra steps that, make no sense in my mind. I mean, why wouldn't you have a resident antenna, especially when you're doing it on POTA? You're not putting in like 1,000 watts. So yeah, play smart. So did you actually pull out you didn't bring your own antenna? You just used whatever they had?
Well, so I brought one of my antennas, but I didn't bring just the bug out mini that's the 40 through 10. I brought my linked one.
Mm-hmm.
And they had already, like, I don't know, Vaughn was like, we're gonna run the spool, and so I was like, all right, cool, like we'll run with your gear, I'm just here, like. So I did show it to him though. I was like, here, check this out, because I always have one with me, and I was like, dude, just look at how small it is. Like, look at how small it is, and you don't need to tune it.
Nope.
Like, the only band you need to tune it on would be 17. That's it.
Or you might need to shorten it just a little bit if you're a sideband only kind of thing, but even then you don't even have to worry about it. Man.
Yeah, but I guess Matt says he's going to send them a couple antennas, so
cool. Yeah.
Hopefully they'll see the light and they'll never go back.
100%. I have to thank you for the honest getting Julie to finally reply back to the emails for the YL Powder stuff. So looking forward to having her on our live stream in March, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But it was good to see she was excited about that, and everybody. I mean, we pretty much have a full house for when we do that live stream in March. I mean, if we have any more people added, we're gonna have to rotate them in, because we only have total 10 spots with this, EV Muck. So we'll have to.
All right, tell me this though, right? What a problem! To have
totally.
Too many women on the stream.
Well, I have problem managing just one, but yes, I'm with you on the sense of what the purpose of this is. Yes, 100%. I would love to have them line up and pretty much, be able to bring them in one by one based off of time zone or, who's available and whatnot. So yeah, totally. I'm with you on that. That's a good problem.
Very good problem to have.
So yeah, dude, that's cool. I mean, I always curious to see how, you watch the live streams with Julie and Vaughn, and everybody's a little different in terms of just how the personalities, especially with you watch them with Steve, and they've already had several interactions, so it's different interactions on live stream than newer guests and whatnot. But I was like, wow, dude, this is it was literally watching a recording that you and I do, in general kind of thing, because it was just kind of just back and forth, easy, nonchalant, and kind of thing. Nothing was forced. And in terms of my question is, who is the more dominant one out of the two? Who controls the show?
Well, all right. I think as you look at it from an outward perspective, it would appear that Julie kind of runs things, because she's kind of the louder, more boisterous one.
Yeah.
But Vaughn does a good job of kind of reining her back in when she gets a little too far out of line. But he's also he's focused on the technical aspects of everything. And so it was interesting to see him he got super flustered and kind of frustrated, because the camera wasn't working quite right, and he was having a bunch of technical issues, and then the antenna mast folded in on itself at one point. And then another time it kind of blew over. So it was interesting to see how Vaughn is the backbone and Julie's the personality.
Yeah. She's the face, and he's the the back administration stuff. Okay. That's good to see.
Great people though. Absolutely great people.
Now, there was a little backstory. I think you were telling me offline a little bit, Todd, you might get into this one. You got to share the story, where you originally were supposed to activate versus where you actually did.
Well, yeah. So the plan was that we were going to go to the Dade Battlefield State Park. And this was great because it served a dual purpose for me because the Dade Battlefield State Park also has a visitor center with the ability to issue a veteran Florida State Parks Pass, which is what I'm going to need come February when Hamcation rolls around and they all go to that the park that starts with an E, and they do their thing, right? Because that park they make you pay for a day pass, and if you do not have a day pass, you don't get in. And so it's like, well, this will be great because then we'll activate the Dade Battlefield. I'll get to see some cool historic stuff, and I'll get my park pass, and I'll be good for Hamcation. And yeah, no, I was 5 minutes away from the park, and Vaughn called me. I pulled over, and he was like, "Yeah, they're not letting people in. They're turning people away because they're doing a reenactment." And so they basically said, "If you're not here for the reenactment, go away." So yeah, so we picked a different park, and it wasn't too far away. It was a nice place.
That would have been awesome if you actually could have been there activating while they were in the middle of the reenactment.
Right?
There's so many.
Just the sound of muskets going, cannons.
Exactly. You can sit there and do a play-by-play as people are getting murdered out in the battlefield, Confederates, redcoats, or whatever it is, or whatever battle they're reenacting. So yeah, dude. Well, did you actually end up getting your park pass finally, or no?
No, I still need to go do that.
Still gotta go do that. You're gonna say Hamcation's coming up. It's like next month.
Yeah, I do have media credentials that'll be waiting for me. So
cool.
That'll be good.
So will we actually get some media, say, footage from said Grouch? Because I remember last, I went to the convention, but it sucked. The Hamvention video that never came to be because I forgot to turn on the camera. Mm-hmm. It's all in your head.
Yeah. No, I will do a much better job this time because we got the new Pocket 2 camera, and so this is going to be my camera as we go. I'll probably do the GoPro on a chest mount too, just to have kind of a different.
You should just mount that to Watson, just to get the dog eye view. That'd be cool.
Watson cam.
The whole entire time, the Watson cam and then the Paul cam.
just clip it onto his vest. Yeah,
that'd be cool. So just sidebar, you know about the Mimo app, right? With that, the 2.
No.
Download the Mimo app, the DJI Mimo app. It actually allows you to slurp the videos off the GoPro, off the Pocket, and then you can edit them straight there and upload them, like as in shorts.
Okay.
I just started to do it. It's pretty slick. It's pretty nice. Like, I don't ever have to now I can record a quick short off of it, slurp it to the phone, edit it, add a little flavor, kind of background, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And then just send it right up to YouTube.
Nice.
There you go.
Because creating content is enough of a chore. So it's going to find a way to make it easier.
100%, man. 100%. All right. Well, yeah.
All right. Well, hey, on to the meat and the potatoes of the show then. Now that we're done with our ham radio weeks, finally, we're winging it. So we could talk about Todd's mom. We could talk about Eric's mom. We could talk about my mom. And we could talk about
the TSA.
All the fat jokes.
Yeah, actually,
I've got it.
Yeah, Todd's got a TSA story. I think we should talk there.
You know what? I saw a TSA video this morning. So
was I on it? With the wind?
You go. So, all right. No. This was all right. So now I explained how the container for a skydiving rig is set up, right?
Yeah.
Now that reserve, it's $200, almost $300 to have that reserve repacked. The AAD, which is the little explosive device that fires when you're still at terminal velocity around 1,200 feet, obviously sends off all kinds of TSA alarms.
Sure.
This poor guy had TSA rip his entire canopy apart. Everything.
Whoa.
It was all laid out on the ground, and they're digging through it, and they're pulling out wires, and they're pulling out his AAD. And I was like, oh, this poor bastard just lost like $700 some odd from TSA. Like,
yeah, that's insane, dude. That sucks. Like they don't even realize that, what it is. I mean, it's a parachute. My God. It's pretty obvious.
Apparently, though, so my friend Justin was down here from Chicago, and so he flew, and he told me, he's like, dude, you have to have this laminated card, and it's an X-ray image of the container with the AAD and the explosive is in there and everything, and it explains what everything is, so that TSA doesn't rip your shit apart. I was like, oh, that guy must not have had a card.
It wasn't included with the kit.
Yeah.
So,
all right, Todd, what did you do?
Well, I'm going to start off by saying that TSA, my experience, the TSA in Manchester, New Hampshire, and Logan, excellent people, very professional, very friendly, never had a problem, ever. Right? Those are the two airports we normally fly. Some other airports, yeah, I've had a problem. San Francisco, oh yeah, we had some problems. So it starts off like this. I have TSA pre, and Diane and Milana didn't, right? Because they don't fly that much. So normally we just all go together, and they give me the card, and and they don't get it. They got to do their regular check-in, and I can just go walk through the metal detector. Well, in San Francisco, they got you going in two different directions. You're not even in the same area. So, because Zach's a minor, he gets TSA pre because I have it. So Zach and I go in, and we're waiting in the line, and there's this like old lady. I mean, she probably was like pushing 100, really frail lady. And this like weird dude is pushing her around, and he pushes her around, and he puts her bag in the tray and puts it on the conveyor belt, like the rollers, to get to the machine. And he leaves. He goes to talk to someone. I don't know what he did. So she's just sitting there. And like all of a sudden, like we're not moving. The bag in front of her is gone. We're just sitting there. So I just looked at the guy, go, what's the holdup? And he's like, she needs to move her bag. I'm like, she's in a wheelchair. I go, can you move it? He goes, I don't move bags. I said,
wow.
Yeah, total prick. Right? Like I was ready to be like, are you fucking serious? So she's trying to get up of this wheelchair, and the little freaking guy didn't lock the wheelchair, so it's moving. I'm like, ma'am, don't move. Just sit down. I go, can I move it for her? He goes, if you want to. So I move it, push it through. Right? So that's the start. I'm like, what a prick. And all I'm thinking is this is a wannabe cop that's too stupid to fucking pass the test, and it couldn't be a cop, so he's a TSA agent. There is also no consistency with the TSA, which doesn't surprise me because it's a government-run agency, and everything the government runs like shit. There is no consistency. So,
but he was probably hired for his charming personality.
Yeah. So TSA has, when you're TSA pre, you don't have to take your shit out of your bag. You don't have to take your electronics, your iPad, your phones, your computers, where if you do regular, you got to pull out that shit out separately. So we get through, and I had bought at this antique store a piece of petrified wood. So I figured they would look at it, right? Because it's like solid rock. And so the guy says, oh, we got to look at this. I said, oh, yeah, it's some petrified wood. So he opens up my bag, and he unwraps, he looks at it, and he's like, and I hand him the receipt. Go, this is what I got. So then he decides to go through, and he pulls out my shaving soap. Now it's a solid tub of soap. It's a bar. He goes, looks at it, and he goes, oh, 5.5 ounces. You can't have this. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, I'm like, I brought it in here, and I've been carrying it around with me everywhere I go. Every time I travel, I've never had a problem. And then, of course, this dude's voice is like as high as like Minnie Mouse. And Zach's like, why is his voice so high?
Nice. Okay.
So the guy's like, I'm like, it's not a gel. It's not a liquid. It doesn't have to be. It could be any size. That's not true. You can look it up. He goes, do you want to do you want to leave or do you want me to toss this? I said, well, I guess you're going to have to toss it, but I think you're wrong. He goes, I'm not wrong. So then he decides to go and he goes, I need to look at your ham radio. Because I told him, I said, there's also a ham radio in there. Now, he doesn't look at the battery, which, by the way, this battery travels, the cycle and travels way better than the bioennos. Yeah.
Sure. It doesn't look like a bomb.
Right. So, so then he has to, and of course my radio's in the bottom of the bag. So he's like whipping through my shit and he's looking at it and he goes, I need to test it. I'm like, for what? He goes, we test all electronic devices. I said, is that true? I go, is that really true? Or is it just something you're just trying to bust my balls on? I go, because if that's true, you need to go check my computer, my iPad, and my phone, right? He goes, nope, you don't have to check that. I said, but they're electronic devices. I go, what about my CPAP machine? That's an electronic device. Guy was a dick. So I'm all pissed off. I get the stuff, pack everything back up, go in there, meet Diane and Milan at the gate, and I go on my phone and I look at it and it clearly says I can have shaving soap and soap. So I was like, well, we got 2 hours, so I'm going back there to get my soap back.
You became a Ken? Okay.
Oh, no. So I go back there and I walk up to the little weasel, who is probably 4'8", by the way. And I go, hey, I go, on my phone, I go, you're wrong. Like I told you, it says right here on your website, soap is allowed. You can't take it. I want it back. I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you. So I go to his supervisor. I said, listen, I go, I do a lot of traveling. And I said, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And I said, here's your rules. I'm allowed to have soap. According to your rules, I could have a whole bag of solid soap and you'd have to let it through. And he goes, well, why did he take it? I said, I don't know. He says, I'm not allowed to have more than 3.3 ounces or 2 ounces or whatever it is. He goes, well, that's true. I said, yeah, for liquid gels, creams, that kind of stuff. I said, solid soap, it does not qualify for that because a bar of soap is bigger than your 3.3 ounces anyway. Mm-hmm. And it was like half used. So the guy looks at it, he goes, oh, you're right. So he goes, whatever his name is, come over here. Guy gives him like this lecture right in front of me. He goes, how many times do I have to tell you if a customer questions something to get me, you made another mistake, you're wrong. He's allowed to get his soap. You need to go find his soap. Now I got a big smile on my face. So this little weasel has to go into the bin and he can't find it. He's whipping through 10 minutes. This it? Nope. And he finally pulls up, I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. So the guy looks at it and he goes, you confiscated this? He goes, this is a solid. It's a soap. He goes, well, it looked like it could have been a gel. He goes, nope, no way could that be gel. He goes, we need to have a conversation about this. So then the guy hands it to me. I said, told you so. So then as he's walking around, well, hey, to the manager, I make it sure loud enough. I go, hey, you hiring? Because I'm sure I could do a much better job checking stuff than he can. Oh. And the guy just laughed and I walked away. So I was like, win. And I probably wouldn't have given a shit, but the guy at the front was he just stood there. He didn't even help. He didn't help people get, some of these guys, like you go to Manchester, they're throwing out the trays, they're helping you with the bags if kid's having trouble. This guy stood there like a shit on a log. I was like, holy crap, what's wrong with these people? So it was a win. So ham radio, I told the manager, I said, dude, I go, this guy is worried about a bar of soap. I said, did you look at my antenna? I'm like, it's 3 freaking metal spikes. I said, you guys never check my antenna. You check my batteries. You check my radio. You never check the spiked antenna. And I said, and then this guy's going over shaving cream, soap.
Hey, Mike, if you want to, we're looking for a marketing person for Live Free and Ham. If you want to apply, we can have you apply because you come up with some really cool ideas. But yes, I agree with you, Bob. I'll leave it at that.
Hey, Bob, my wife supported me on this and she was glad because she had the same kind of attitude on her side. The TSA sucks.
Put it this way, Bob, if he ended up in prison, at least he's got the soap.
Oh, no. You can't get arrested in California. They let everyone free. You don't have to worry about getting arrested. You don't have to worry about it. And I got my soap back. So it was a good feeling because I like when you're supposed to be, you don't have to be a dick, to the people coming through. They're just trying to get through, and 99.9% of the people are just trying to do the right thing. The first guy could have helped the old lady. Like, there was no reason he couldn't have pushed that thing through. It's his freaking job. So he didn't do his job, which pissed me off. And then this little weasel guy starts going through every little thing. And I asked him, I said, if I'm a TSA pre, do you have to check my ham radio? He goes, no. He goes, did he check it? I'm like, yeah. He ripped it out of the bottom of my bag. He said he had to check it. And the guy goes, he just rolled his eyes. And you could tell that this guy's a problem. And he's got Napoleon complex, little short dude who can't fucking handle, being told what to do. So he's got to make a big deal about
what
everything.
What button to press? Anyway, you have to
That
start
wraps up
memorizing.
today's edition of Live Free and Ham. This episode was brought to you by
God gave you a brain,
Cialis.
and it's like you said, no thanks, I'll wing it.
Well,
Man,
I talked about the time when the guy Zach was like in a stroller and he had a sealed bottle of water, and the guy made me leave the thing, and Diane took him and the kids through and had all my IDs, and then the guy wouldn't let me back in. I'm like, you just walked me out to throw it out in the garbage can. You've had your eyes on me the whole time. And even the lady there, she goes, that guy's an asshole. I said, yeah, he's a wannabe cop that not smart enough to pass the test.
That's
But
what they do, man.
But I'll tell you, you go to Manchester, Manchester and Logan are extremely professional, super polite, very helpful. I mean, even I've seen people in like Logan, not so much, I haven't seen anyone in Manchester, but in Logan, I've seen people like passengers being real assholes, and they still keep their professionalism. These guys, it was like, this is freaking typical California shit.
I never had any problem in Tampa, and my bioenno looked exactly like your bioenno did. Like, looked like a mini bomb because the wires and the tape around the battery and everything like that. And they were like, okay, just kind of let me through. They were like,
well,
home.
I have the battery paperwork just to show them. But like now I'm going to download their whole fucking rule book and be like, oh, you can't have the soap. Yeah, you can.
Oh my. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike says, yeah, amateur extra.
Dude, this guy wasn't smart enough to be a technician, Mike. I'm telling you, guy was a moron. And it didn't help that my 12-year-old's like, why is his voice so high?
Yeah, no kidding.
That's
we are going to have to create a shirt for this.
But look at TSA, like I said, you want to have, if you're bringing your ham radio shit, if you have either the website saved on your phone or the printout of what's allowed, such as battery powers, radios, that kind of stuff, you should definitely have it with you in case you get one of these idiots that doesn't know the rules and questions everything, because it makes it a lot faster.
Yeah,
you could just,
I'd agree
you could
with
just
Bob.
road
You
trip
might have
everywhere.
to look.
Huh?
You could. You have the road trip is definitely the option.
I like flying. It's not to me, it's the best way to go. You want to get someplace fast, hop on a plane.
Way.
Yeah.
It used to be the fastest way.
And JetBlue,
Not anymore.
we did a direct flight. JetBlue is super, like, it is by far the best airline you can fly on commercially in the United States that I've been on. And I've been on I haven't been on Air Alaska, haven't been on Spirit, but pretty much all the others. Yeah, I've been on Breeze. I think JetBlue bought Breeze. I think they might have. But anyway, JetBlue, they're all Airbuses. The first class, they had because it was like across the country. They had it's like a little cubby, and it's like the seats are set sideways and they turn into beds. And they got the TV is like on an arm, like on a boom, and it was pretty sweet.
For a 3-hour flight.
No, it's like a 6.5 out, 5.5 back, 5 hours back.
Direct.
Okay. Yeah, we had 175 mile an hour headwind going out, which is a lot.
It's like going in reverse.
Until we got to the Rockies, then it dropped down to like 75. I was like, shit. But yeah, it was JetBlue, very professional, lots of leg room. Even they have like seats that you can get extra leg room, but even the regular seats, like, I have plenty of room. So if you're gonna fly, it's worth spending the extra $50 for JetBlue. It is.
question. Do we know how, like, when Ham Radio Clubhouse started, did they first start talking about ham radio for a little while and they said, fuck it, and then just became like, because we're kind of getting there.
We've talked about a lot of ham radio. I thought you said this was a shoot the shit day. So I was telling you about all my experiences.
But it just feels sort of like that, that's kind of like the
Meshtastic. I'll tell you this. Meshtastic is used a lot more in California than it is out here.
Dude, I
fucking
guarantee
everywhere.
100%.
Yeah.
Like you could literally have like one of those like original like Meshtastic devices that we all threw in the corner that
yeah.
The tracker, the original.
These is like carrying around like a cell phone of like 1980s kind of like the way we've treated.
No, there's just a ton of them. Like there's a ton of stations or whatever you call them.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, Texas, California has a bunch of them. I'm sure. Well, I don't know what Florida looks like, but we're not like New Hampshire's just, it's hit or miss depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
But
Florida is dense around the cities. At least that's what I pick up from the air.
Yeah. So when I drive to see these kids in the central Florida, it's like you're in like Sarasota, Tampa. It's all congested. You're in West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale. You're all congested, and then you get inland, and it just turns to farms. It's like all farm fields. I mean, that's what Chico reminded me. Getting to Chico, that's what it reminded me of. I go, this could be freaking Florida. This is what it looks like, just fields after fields after fields of farming. So,
yeah, lots of cows.
Mm-hmm. You got to be careful. You go out in the woods there, you got to be careful of those wild boars. Those fucking things, like one of the guy that the director of that program, he goes, those things, man. He goes, you could hit them head on and they'll still come after you. Like you could run them over with your car and they'll still chase you. He goes, those things don't die.
No thanks.
Yeah.
I'll leave the Californias to you, Todd. I'm good here.
Well, there are no boars, and I don't think there's boars. They do have freaking bobcats though, big ass ones. Like how we have, or not bobcats, mountain lions.
Oh, they're worse. Yeah.
Yeah, like we have bobcats. They have huge mountain lions. Like California.
Are you calling us dense here in New Hampshire, Bob? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, he's saying that we don't have the density.
On many levels.
Yeah, California is so crowded, like around the cities on the coast. It's there's no land left. Like it's just house or building upon building. Like there's nothing, no green. It's crazy. I mean, your yard is like, you honestly could cut your yard with like some scissors or a weed whacker would probably cut it.
Oh yeah, I can imagine it's probably like smaller than and
the homelessness in San Francisco is pretty. It was pretty bad, really bad. Like it's concerning bad, and you kind of feel for all those people who are like they're literally living like in cardboard boxes, like on the street, on the sidewalk.
Properties out there are phenomenally through the roof. I mean, monthly rents are insane in terms of, and I'm sure probably, half of the properties that
the
are
whole
out there.
state is freaking run like shit. I mean, gas right now is what? Like I think it's like $2.59 at Cumbies. It was
there are 14 states that are under $2 a gallon.
Really? We should be getting that close to that. But anyway, they're at like $4 to $5 a gallon. Still. It's like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, anyone who wants to tell me that California's run right, I'll tear them apart because I've been there. I've seen it. It's not right. It's run like shit.
Dude, you look at any of the states, none of them are run right. I mean, come on. There's no exact model up there to look at and go, this is the perfect state to model after.
Government doing something efficient?
Yeah, well, we've established that.
The only thing that I've seen being done efficiently is getting illegal immigrants out and blowing up drug cartel boats. Yeah, we're pretty efficient on that.
Well, no, they're just very good at it right now because they don't have to get approval for it.
I've seen, I'll tell you this, since we went after the immigration and stuff, the overdoses in Manchester and Nashua have dropped significantly, like ridiculously amount, like from the previous years. Even you go back 10, 15 years, the amount, because there's no more product. The product is getting harder. And I'm serious. That's what it is. It's not, there's not as much of it here. So people can't afford it. They can't get it, and they're not overdosing on it.
Well, it takes a lot more gas, more time, and they don't have the people to be able to, take the cars all the way up north.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good that we're not, the drugs are getting down, because I've seen too many people, get killed.
I will
overdose.
say the one and only thing that may eventually lead me to visiting California again is Paris. They've got like a jumbo jet, like an airliner that you can jump out of. And, like,
you go out there to do that?
Yeah. Like
where is that out of?
Paris.
It's Paris. Yeah. Perris. Paris. But yeah, like, you sit in the seats like a regular airliner, commercial airliner.
Pull your bag out from the seat in front of you, strap it on, and jump out the window, out the door.
Yeah, so I've seen the videos, but like the plane goes up, and then the people, instead of like exiting neatly and going to the front, they exit orderly and go to the back, and then just jump out the back of the plane.
Oh, the back door opens?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So they don't believe in like the fasten safety belt signs or anything like that at all. It's like, what's underneath our seat?
Seatbelts are always required until you get to a certain altitude, and then on landing as well. Like,
you should always wear
you do have to buckle.
You should always wear your seatbelt while you're sitting, and you shouldn't try to stand the plane a lot, because if you hit rough turbulence, you can get launched.
Oh yeah,
because sometimes turbulence could drop you 30 feet. So if you're standing and all of a sudden 30 feet and you don't have your seatbelt on, the plane just drops. You're not going to drop with it. You're going to freaking whale your head up on the ceiling. I've seen it.
You're going to have a zero G moment.
Yeah, right. But you're not going to stop in the float mode. You're just going to keep going. I mean, they're pretty good about, the pilots are pretty good about saying, yeah, we're going to be hitting, they know when they're going to be hitting turbulence, just because all the other planes that have been through it, but every once in a while.
Totally. Well, so, yeah, I mean, obviously we haven't talked about the elephant in the room. Steve is not here tonight, so, he ended up having some family obligations.
He got stuck in California.
He is in the background.
Let's check in with Steve. Steve, how you doing, buddy?
What are your views on California there, Steve? I know you probably had a layover when you went to Hawaii, so you probably, I got another thing.
Oh, no.
This is funny. All right. This is the God's honest truth. So get out of the plane, get into San Francisco. Everyone's got to go to the bathroom, right?
That's a look.
So is he like... It looks like he's like in prison there.
What you talking about, Willis?
So I go, we stop, we go in, and Diane goes to the women's bathroom. Zach and I go to the men's, and Milana just walks straight. And it says, or no, I didn't know where she went. So Zach and I went, and then we came back, and then Milana was already gone, and then Diane was watching her bags, and we watched, and then Diane went. So I see Milana come out of the quote unquote all bathroom, the all bathroom. So for all genders. Yep. So I come out, she comes out, I'm like, so how is the all bathroom? She goes, yeah, there's guys in there, I said, yeah, because it says all. And she didn't read the sign. She just started, because she saw a bunch of women walking in there, so she just followed suit. She goes, it doesn't matter. I use the guys' bathroom when I have to go if there's a line at school. She goes, I don't care. I said, okay. But yeah, they have all bathrooms there. So anyone can go there.
California, dude. They pioneered that.
Oh, my God. It's so freaking stupid.
I will say this. There are all gender bathrooms here at the Drop Zone as well.
Are they single?
It's so what it is like you've got the men bathrooms that have urinals,
Mhm.
and then the all bathrooms are just regular toilets.
What?
So yeah,
So
It's
there's
like a fan-
the
it'd be like a
urinals
family
are
bathroom
only
kind of thing.
urinals, and then the toilets are. There's no toilets
Well,
in the.
'cause- no, even the urinals. There's two bathrooms that there's a urinal and a toilet, and the toilet is separated by a divider. So like,
I don't know.
you know,
There's
I
just
could be taking a leak in the urinal, and if a girl needed to use the toilet, she could go in behind me, and she could, go through the partition and use the toilet.
I went away, didn't I?
I just don't think. My view is, if you're gonna have, you can have like a, an all bathroom, but it should be single. Like, I don't want my daughter going in to a bathroom.
Yeah, it should be
with guys.
separated.
Right. And there was just an incident just last week in California where a guy was in the bathroom, and he walks out of the shower. He's wrapped in a towel. He goes in the bathroom and he starts masturbating in front of all the women. She goes out and complains, and it was at the gym. Jim didn't do anything about it. The boyfriend confronted the guy, and it's just horrible. Like, why do you have to be exposed to some sick dude, doing that?
Well, see, the trouble is, right, is everything swings like a pendulum, right? And so we went from, women having safe spaces, and, society as a society, right? We took care of women, we looked after women because we love women and they have great value, but it's it's biological, right? You can't argue it. Biologically, women are a weaker human than the male of our species. And now the pendulum freaking swung way too far in the all exclusivity, equality, bullshit. Oh, it'll come back around. And now everybody's kind of learning that, hey, we may have erred a little bit, and men can play dress up and they can do make believe, but they don't belong in women's spaces because we need to look out for women.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's what I think. I just think of, like, I don't think it's appropriate. I mean, they have like the family bathrooms where it's like you go in as a family and it's like, for changing babies and stuff. I totally get that. Or if there's like a women's bathroom, it's like one bathroom. Like, it's like one toilet where you're not in there with a bunch of other people. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at the fact that when I have to actually post edit this thing, I have no idea what AI is going to spit back for a title and description. That's all I have to say.
The Missing Steve Show.
Yeah.
When I've told AI, the descriptors of like, hey, we're a ham radio podcast, blah, 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 it's going to be like, this doesn't line up. What the hell's wrong?
Well, we need more women in ham radio, so.
I don't doubt it, but I don't think the topics of talking about bathrooms and stuff like that are going to help promote that outside of the hobby.
You'd want your daughter going in there with some dude? Because most dudes that go into women's bathrooms are effed up.
Maybe, but like,
so if I could just shift this just a little bit, I got a little extra context this evening on the ham radio chick. So I happened to tune into
the new one.
Yeah, the new one, the ham radio chick.
Okay.
I wasn't being condescending, like that is her channel name.
I was just
right?
saying you were just being in generalized, and then I realized, oh yeah, her channel's called the Ham Radio Chick, which is like, okay, got it. I'm in line now.
So I briefly caught a little bit of Frank's live stream where he's celebrating his birthday.
Oh,
and I caught a little bit of it where Mike K at MRD was talking with the ham radio chick about how like she got into ham radio, and it's all because of Mike.
Murder? K Murder got her in?
Yeah. So I guess he is very good friends with her boyfriend. And they were having a discussion at one point in time where maybe some alcohol was involved in a challenge.
Guarantee. Yep.
Yeah, a challenge had may or may not have been thrown down, and she said that she could get her ham radio license in 5 days. And so
Good
that
for
was
her.
yeah, she said she had texted him something about 5 days, and she did it in 8.
Yeah, I mean, the testing stuff, as we all have professed, it's not anything more than just rote memorization. So if you're good like that, then, you know, getting most of the tests done, as long as you pass with, you know, the minimum requirements, you pass. So, you know, good for her. That's awesome. Dude, I'll just be honest with this. And like, I'm struggling because like we've had some sidebar conversations and stuff going on in the Discord about like those new channels that pop up that like become this like phenom of like views and subscribers. And like, you look at their content and you're like, okay, you know, what algorithm button you playing with and what are you feeding the machine to spit out what you've done? Because I mean, you can kind of put her in that same boat as like Elle Marie, who, you know, her channel is really good too. I mean, she's not much different than her as well in terms of just being like, I'm getting in the hobby and I'm doing these things and you know, doing a channel, which is totally awesome. And don't get me wrong in that sense. I just, you know, when they shoot up really high, it's like I don't know, it kind of just annoys me.
Well, is it real people that are so like?
Yeah, but so I thought about this too, right? You kind of have to think about the demographics,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And what there's less than 100,000 hams total, right? If my memory serves me right, I think that
In
was
the
the
United
number.
States, or
Yeah,
God, we are a minority, huh?
yeah, but of
Yeah.
that, right? Of that small minority that are ham radio operators, you got a better number?
I just Googled quickly, and then they're saying there's 750,000 as of 2025.
Okay, all right.
So,
well,
drastically bigger, but I don't know if that's where.
Yeah.
No, that's just U.S. Okay, so that's just U.S. Weird. Okay. I
but
wonder how many
that's
in the world.
great. That's great.
Yeah,
So,
go on.
but
Yeah.
you even take that number, right? So it's a bigger number. So 700,000, say, to round it out.
Mhm.
99% of that 700,000 are men.
Oh, guaranteed.
And of that 90% that are men, I guarantee there's at least 75% that are not very good at socializing with women. And so they see a woman that's into ham radio, and it's going to just attract eyeballs of horny men that want to see a somewhat attractive woman playing in their hobby. That's my theory.
Yes, yes, there's definitely that element for depending on the demographic. So like, you know, looking at my stats of like my channel and where most of the people that check out my channel, yeah, it's the 50 and above crowd, and they're a 90% male if I break it just down to my little segment. So
wait, you get 10% female viewership on your channel?
Yes, and well, yeah, I can tell you why though, because
we all know why.
I was gonna say, dude, 99% of my videos are 100% male.
Yes. So the last numbers I checked, and I haven't gotten to like that level in a while, but we could probably pull it up and I could find out. It's between, we'll say, 3 and 10%. That, you know, based off of what I remember in my head. So, but along that same lines, most of the older, you know, the population or my demographic is 55 and older male. So yeah, I get the attractiveness to something different, and you know the female, you know, providing, you know, commentary and content in a way that's not like a typical, you know, delivery of a guy our age, just, you know, trying to be funny or trying to, you know, be serious about a certain topic or whatever. My only thing is like I hate to see, and this is where I guess bottom line, like I hate to see someone who's like that their channel just goes huge and they become so attractive, they start to reach out to a big population, but then they fizzle out. Like that's the biggest thing for me. Is like I want them to to maintain. So I'm not going to compare, but there are other female YLs out there that, you know, they're still small, but they're more powerful, we'll say, in the ham radio community as a representation of the female population and being super active more than just the, hey, I'm, a flash in the pan kind of thing. And so I don't want like folks like,
she's on frequency and ham radio chick to just fizzle out, because there was a couple of other ladies that I remember early on when I got into the hobby that aren't there any longer. Like, I haven't heard from N1DUC in a while. Have you heard from her at all? Remember
Junie, right?
Yeah, Junie. Yeah, I haven't seen much from her in a while. There was another, I think it was ham radio chick that was a while, that was hanging around with a lot of Texas guys. I haven't seen much from her at all either. And so, like, I hate to see that stuff, because it's like, I'd rather have them be more, more consistent, because they are a representation of our hobby. And, for me, that's important, but that's all. I mean,
well, and not only that, but like, I mean, they have an advantage.
Oh yeah.
And so to
Eric clearly knows that, since he uses it to get contacts.
I'll be honest. No, not even no. That okay? Fine. You're gonna go that route. I was thinking just Shannon on the Brew and Activate show.
Oh yeah,
our numbers are drastically gone through the roof. Yeah. Not because of me and the content. I'm telling you, you all know that. You can watch the show. Shannon is very good at what she does.
And then your daughter is on your recording CQ.
Yeah. Well, no, not any longer, my friend. I actually had to reset my radio, so she is
peer pressure. You see that, Paul? He just couldn't hack it anymore. The truth comes out.
I was actually
shame. Hey, where's the YL? Oh, that was just my daughter on the recording from years ago.
Out of curiosity, I pulled up my audience for the whole channel in the analytics. 98.9% male and 1.1% female.
Well, Shannon. But yeah, so
it's Shannon.
See, I can understand that, because obviously Weekend Warriors, you're attracting, that whole area and whatnot. So yeah,
there are female veterans.
They are, but and Annie's one of them. I mean, you give her crap for what branch she was in, but
because she's a coastie, yeah.
But at the same time, she very much, is that female demographic. So, yeah, I would love to see, and I think we'll just plug it here, might as well, because we didn't really give it enough time. But like, yeah, guys, International Women's Day is coming up. Shannon and a few other ladies have been doing what they call the POTA party, and so. Yeah, we're going to have them on. We're going to have actually a ton of them on. I'm super excited to see.
This is the third year?
Third year third year they're doing it. So it's definitely getting a lot more. You start to see some stuff out there for International Women's Day. It's going to be basically on the 8th of March as the actual official day event, and they're doing a POTA activity, so they're inviting women to go out and activate parks, and there's a whole kind of process that goes with it. So you can definitely check that out or Google that real quick. But we're going to have them all on. And we're going to talk to folks like Shannon. We're going to talk to Elle Marie. We're going to talk to Jules from POTA Power. There's the Queens of the Mountain ladies. I'm Paula and is it Michelle? Man, I apologize. I don't have all the names in front of me. But all the ladies that we've had on from time to time, plus a whole lot more. So, if you want to come learn about that.
Is Shannon, is she an extra?
Mm-hmm.
She is.
I think so. Yeah, I think she is. We could Google that really quickly just to prove you out there.
Pull her up on QRZ real quick.
No, I was gonna say, like, watching her at the 24-hour POTA operate.
Yeah,
like she is a machine.
Mm-hmm. Das machine. Yeah, she is very good at both. And actually, she won an award, right? She's Ham of the Year, right? I just saw that
for her club. I saw that.
Yeah,
congratulations,
cool.
Shannon. Very cool.
Yeah, she is doing some awesome stuff for sure, and definitely deserves all the recognition she does, and deserves to give all the credit for putting up with our shit.
Well, I was just gonna say she could have been my example of why you can have a general who can actually operate a radio better than an extra, but I guess I can't.
Nope.
So I just want to throw this out there, right? For our viewers and our listeners, if we haven't completely alienated them entirely yet to this show, right? Because we've talked about political incorrectness and right and left wing ideology. We touched a little bit on misogyny. The next thing we need to do is bring up some religious topics, and then we'll just completely alienate everybody.
Exactly right. We're doing this in honor of Steve for not coming on the show and giving us a proper topic to talk about.
and Eric's going to be like, and Paul is never hosting another fucking show ever again.
Dude, no way, man. I have to say, whether,
next week, I'm just going to have duct tape over my mouth.
Put it this way, dude. I would have it no other way. I can't say I don't want all you guys to be like me, and I don't want all of I don't want me to be like all you guys. All of our opinions, and that's one thing. I've talked with Bob and Mike and everybody on, and they're like, that's what they love about us. So we keep it interesting. We definitely bring a different perspective, and sometimes they like my flavor, and sometimes they like Paul flavor, and sometimes they're trying to figure out Todd.
You don't need to figure me out. I just make sense. Just common sense.
Yeah.
Steve disagrees.
Look, I can any topic. If I have an opinion on a topic and you think I'm wrong, I'd love to debate people because I can bring the proof and
Your
examples.
antenna don't pick up all the channels, does it?
Hey, I was thinking when we were playing this game with the family called Sequence. I don't know if you guys have ever played it. It's like kind of like a card game. But you have a partner, but you can't talk to him. And the goal is you're trying to get, there's a mat with all the different cards and you pick them up and you try to get 5 in a row times 2. So you need to get 2 5s in a row, but you can't talk to each other. I said, you know what? This would be the freaking perfect place to have Morse code.
Well, do you know they have a Morse code game, right? Or they have a ham radio card game, right?
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
For Morse code?
It's got all the elements in it, from what I understand.
But I'm saying, because you're not allowed to verbally communicate with your partner during the game. But if you had Morse code,
good. So I don't know about your family, but I don't play those games. We play games like what's the one? It's called oh man, it's sort of like Go Fish, but it's called Fuck You. You ever see that game?
Yeah.
Where it's like they'll ask Dad, when have you been accosted by the white power kind of thing? And if you don't have it, you pass it on and tell them to go fuck off.
Yeah.
Or what's the other game that used to be
Cards Against Humanity.
That's the other one. Yes,
Yeah,
we have that in every stack.
Well, I've got little kids that I got to play with, and
dude, we started them young in my family.
Well, that's where you start them with apples to apples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is the the clean version of the game, and then when they're old enough, you go okay,
Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity.
Yep, and then you go to Fuck You.
2 midgets shitting in a bucket.
Yep. Oh yes. Oh man, dude. All good stuff. Okay, so we insulted everybody, I think, right? No, we didn't really get into the religious right, but where could you take that?
Oh, that's where Apostle Paul comes in.
Yes, there we go. And we are complete.
If that's not sacrilegious, I don't know what is.
Did you guys see that you guys don't follow football, but there was I think it was the Bears fan, and the guy was in the Vatican and the Pope was coming by and he had a bear, the flag, and he gave it to the security guard, and the security guard gave it to the Pope and he blessed it, and then they won. Because he's from Chicago and he's probably a Bears fan. Of course he blessed it.
Yeah. Oh man, there we go. I think we've wrapped everything up at this point in a nice little bow.
All right. Well, if you're still here, thanks for being here, and thank you for joining the Live Free and Ham podcast.
If you want me off the show, just send a win link and I'll just vanish.
Send it to Todd, W1STJ at winlink.org.
Yeah, it'll never be read.
It'll never get there.
Send Paul a thing.
All right. So again, thank you for joining the Live Free and Ham podcast community. We truly appreciate everyone who supports the show, and we can't thank you enough. Truly, I mean that. If you want to connect with us, you can head over to our Discord server, join us there. All the links for that are in our show notes. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to click the bell so that you know when we go live, because we do the We do that
We do.
occasionally. Please, yes, subscribe, leave us a comment, let us know what you thought of the show. You can also leave us a review using our SMS link located in our show notes. And, of course, there's the voicemail, 978-233-1142. You can support the show by joining our Patreon or buying us a beer. And finally, you can head over to livefreeandham.com to learn about the show, check out our latest swag, find out all the information you could ever want about our hosts. Thanks again for listening. From all of us here at Live Free and Ham, 77.
73s. Adios.